are now tapped in with the Hood Mystic.
You are now tapped in with Hood in the Morning.
Once you see the devil's horns, it's too late. Once the storm come, all you do is wait, undermining the fate of the young black youth of the state. With two strikes, the irony, the enemy won't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Label us property, then tell us to get our rights. That's like my knife fighting for his life. Human contraband, carrying a concealed weapon, praying to get to heaven. You gotta hear the insanity of millions of guys who don't know that they guys. They hide behind their squad on the stage so the hoes can apply. Don't tell me I'm wrong, don't tell me I'm right. I'm a beacon in the darkness of night, just bringing the light, visualizing the womb. The matrix, hatred, leads us out of the tomb. No waiting, see that day come soon. It's the apocalypse, nigga. Stand for wisdom, inherited from my father. My body's become a prison. My mind blooms, ideas flower, free from prison. Life is sweet and sour, war and serenity, slavery and divinity. They wondering what's gotten into me. I'm not a man or a god, I'm an entity. My ancestors sending me on the victory lap, just trying to be where Nipsey was at. Real recognize real, so I'm tipping my cap. Elevated, but my center's intact. The true saint come around, sinners react. The crusade back in play, and I'm on the attack. Came with the Tommy like Will and Men in Black. This is divine timing, ain't no turning back. Diamond shining. I remember we was cold men black. They sold my ancestors, but I stole them back.
It's the apocalypse, nigga. It's the apocalypse, nigga. It's the apocalypse, nigga. It's the apocalypse, nigga. It's the apocalypse,
Don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but terror and doom looms from error and sad tools. Comparison to that dude, I'm mirrored in that too. They scared of my bad moves, but I got a bag too. You better get back, move, because the missiles is locked, malicious pistols is cocked. The army very different from cops. I observe, listen and watch. Hall of Fame, the way I'm pitching the rock. The same shit from the lip, just a chip from the block. Nope, see, you niggas ain't ready. Nope, nope, you niggas ain't ready. Revelation, contemplation, transformation. It's Friday the 13th, and guess who playing Jason? You niggas ain't ready. Nope, you niggas ain't ready. Nope, you niggas ain't ready. Revelation, contemplation, transformation. Friday the 13th, and guess who playing Jason? It's me, nigga. I seen it in my crystal ball under the mistletoe. I seen this shit crystal clear. They feel like they getting close. The timing already here. They feel like I didn't know. My ancestors had me prepared. I'm using a different scope because the missiles is locked. Malicious pistols are cocked. The army different from cops. I observe, I listen and watch. Hall of Fame, the way I'm pitching the rock. The same shit from the lip, just a chip from the block. No, these niggas ain't ready. Nope, these niggas ain't ready. Revelation, contemplation, transformation. It's Friday the 13th, and guess who playing Jason? It's me, nigga. Nope, you niggas ain't ready. No, you niggas ain't ready. Nope, you niggas ain't. You niggas, Revelation, contemplation, transformation. Friday the 13th, and guess who playing Jason?
Small town boy, big city dreams. Broke boy with $1 million scheme. Don't you wanna join a $1 million team? No biggie, it was all just a dream. It was all just a dream. Things appear real, but it's not as it seems. You can have all that you need, but still don't know the importance of a seed. Late nights with Apollo made a creed that if I get on, I'ma share no greed. And we all grow weed, and we all proceed like make you feel this way. $1 million make you feel this way. Got a brand new crib, and it's all feng shui, Got a brand new bitch, and she take down Quay. Look it up, we like the stars in the sky in the day, look at us. Make you feel this way, $1 million make you feel this way, Make you feel this way, $1 million make you feel this way,
Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective, man. Thumbs in the chat if you can hear me okay. Understanding that we got a lot of information, but not a lot of time. So yeah. Let's talk about that energy, man. I'm the Hood Mystic, representing www.hoodmystic.com. Go ahead, click the link in the description. Like the video once you get in here. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Peace to the new viewers. I really do appreciate y'all. First things first, let's talk about the video that we did last night. I stand by everything that I said in that video. If you want to challenge me, say something contrary to what we're talking about on the stream, feel free to pull up on the StreamYard and get your shit off. Because at the end of the day, I'm not about to act like a fact is an opinion or the truth is a lie. And I'm not going to act like a lie is a truth. And I don't care how many people are saying that it's true. And that's just me. But before we get into this, let's just look at my boy Ryan Garcia, what he says about the energy of the day.
June 6th. June 6th.
Any
June 6th.
specific location or just
LA and Vegas.
On June 6th.
I understand that, Jesus is coming back, and I have predicted that there will be earthquake June 6th.
June 6th. June 6th.
Any
June 6th.
specific location or just
LA and Vegas.
On June 6th.
On June 6th of 2024. All right, that's where I'm going to leave it with.
There you have it.
Everybody get the hell out of Los Angeles. Everybody get if you're watching this, run, bitches. Y'all better, cause
Give me 1 second. So this is what Ryan Garcia got to say about today. I just thought it was interesting because I know that today is a very important day, but I don't think that it have anything to do with an earthquake. So, like I said, if I zoom out, you'll see we got a lot of information, but we don't got a lot of time. So the way that I organized it, more or less like a script. I'll add things here and there, but generally I'm going to basically go through a whole stream of consciousness. The best way to deal with this is to take notes and then write down the journal prompts and do the journal prompts. Is nobody that's actually going to do this work for you. I don't care. I don't care what they look like, what they say, how many subscribers they got, how many followers they got, whatever the situation is, nobody is going to do this work for you. So we're going to get into the astrology, because why are we getting into the astrology? Because we're getting into the divinity of the subject. And if we don't deal with the divinity of the subject, we're just basically robots, right? With no consciousness, no sense of self, no self-worth, and no direction. So the topics that we're going to be talking about are basically aspects that are taking place during the new moon. And those are the sun conjunct Venus, even though Mercury, Jupiter, Uranus, the sun and the moon are in sidereal Taurus or actual Taurus, right? The reason that we deal with sidereal astrology is because it's accurate. Anytime you're doing business, anytime you're doing something, you want to make sure that it's accurate. If it's not accurate, then it's more or less falsified and you don't know the reality of the situation. So let's deal with the reality of the situation. The next thing that we're going to be talking about is Mercury, sextile in Neptune. Mercury is also in Taurus, Neptune in Pisces. The premise of Mercury sextile Neptune, the energy, is the realization that nobody can heal you. Okay? This is a reality. This is a revelation, because previous to this, maybe you thought your relationship could heal you, your job could heal you, your child could heal you. Your hopes, dreams, and goals were going to heal you. None of that is going to heal you. We'll get into the reality of healing. The third topic or third aspect will be Jupiter, which is also in Taurus, trining Pluto, which is in Capricorn. The subject matter is that alignment is alignment. You have to put yourself in alignment, and it's okay to start over when it comes to understanding and acknowledging alignment. And finally, the Big Bang, the earthquake, as Ryan Garcia would say, new moon and Taurus energy. The main thing that we're going to be talking about is connecting Taurus to religion, astrology, and over our overall understanding of what truth is based upon what is right in our faces, what is hidden in plain sight. So, one's in the chat if y'all okay. One's in the chat if y'all can hear me correctly, because we're just about to get into this information. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed to the channel. The sun is conjunct Venus in the sign of Taurus, right? The Sabian symbol for this actual conjunction is going to be 19 degrees Taurus. The symbol represents Atlantis rising up out of the ocean. That symbol represents a new world, a new reality, which is contrary to the reality that you may have built, the reality that you may understand, the reality of the past. The reality of the future is more tied into a deeper spiritual past. That's why the symbol is Atlantis rising out of the ocean, meaning that the ancient past becomes the ancient future. A good book to read is actually Ancient Future by Wayne Chandler. And so the astrology chart of the new moon is as follows. Everything is in Taurus, basically. We have a major conjunction between Sun, Moon, and Venus. Mercury, Jupiter, and Uranus is in sidereal Taurus. Understanding Taurus energy is what we're going to be doing, because Taurus used to be the Aries. Taurus used to be the spring. Taurus used to be the first sign. And Taurus is very feminine. A way that we understand that Taurus is very feminine is because Venus rules Taurus. Okay? Since Venus rules Taurus, its dominion is feminine. So when we get into spirituality, the main premise is more or less feminine. And you know that it's a contortion or a distortion because the Bible is explicitly, without a shadow of a doubt, masculine. It is the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, when the reality is that it is Father, Mother, and Son. But even more so, if you get into the history and the biology of life, is actually mother creates son, right? It's called parthenogenesis. But this is not in reference to an actual woman, it's reference to actual divinity. So when we're talking about this, we're going to get deep. So make sure you got your scuba gear. So what is Taurus 19 Sabian symbol? What does it represent? And I want you to, and this is going to come up when we talk about Mercury, when we talk about Jupiter, when we talk about all of this stuff. One of the main keys to energy is clearing your mind. The main problem is that you have false ideas in your mind that you must get rid of. This is not complicated. It's the same as having dirt or mess in your house. You never walk into your house and see dirt and mess and say, this is clean. You can ignore the dirt and the mess, and then that will represent it dirty. But if ever you wanted to clean your house, clean your room, you're going to get rid of the things that you don't need. Same goes for your mind. When the mind is open, the spirit can enter, period, point blank. When your mind is clouded and you seek spirituality, you may or may not get solutions, but your mind is so clouded with preconceived notions that you're not able to understand true spirituality. When I study astrology, I'm studying God. In order to understand God, I cannot represent who I am as an ego, Kyrie Anthony, that's out here freaking blacking mouths. out here smoking Newport 100s, talking about, hey, let me drag that square. That part of me is not having the spiritual conversation. When you, and people may want to understand what it takes to become spiritual. They say, what course do I need to sign up for? Who is the latest? People say, oh, Hood, this is your best video ever. I like this video, Hood. This video was good, right? It doesn't matter. What is the only thing that matters? The only thing that matters is your mind clear? Period, point blank, 100%. If you don't understand a clear mind, you're not going to really understand shit. Your mind is going to be clouded. You're going to go from one cloud to another cloud. You're going to go from one tree branch to another tree branch. And you're never going to realize that you're fucking hanging. You're hanging in the air. All of this thing brings it to grounding because we're talking about Taurus, very earthy, very, very, very grounded, very like you know what it is, you know what you need to do. And the difference between somebody who's actually doing it versus somebody who wishes to do it is that the person who's not doing it, their mind is clouded with bullshit. A mind that is free of the constriction of staunch belief and moralistic attitudes is free to be spontaneous. I feel like I'm nearing in on the unicorn. I don't know, but it's kind of, I feel like it's getting there. That's just how I feel. Then it is responsive to the unconscious upwellings of inspiration, creating new thoughts out of which new realities can emerge and rise up. Maybe we need to do new things, buy new things, put ourselves in new positions so new things can happen to us. You should be told this because most people, right? Most people do the same old thing every other day and they can't help it. So the reason that it would be hard to like change is that you'll have these same thoughts over and over and over again. So, of course, we're talking about the sun conjunct Venus in Taurus. And I told you earlier, the Sabian symbol is Atlantis rising, which is 19 degrees. What would be a good journal prompt during this new moon in reference to this Sabian symbol? Do you know what this new world that you are creating looks like? Everything you do, every herb you burn, every ritual you do, every ritual you don't do, every chug of water you take, that is a contribution to the new world. When you hydrate in your body, you improve in your mind, you're gonna say, like, sometimes we think we could just get surgery and look good, right? Maybe you can't afford surgery, but if you are exercising, eating right, drinking good, that is creating the new world. You are the world. So what does it look like? What do you look like? And the reason that we reference Atlantis, because we're talking about power. You are power. You have the power. You have the soul. You can utilize the soul. What you need to do is do some shadow work if you think that is somebody more powerful than you. If you see somebody living their dreams, that is just you living your dreams, but you can't see it within yourself yet to do the things that you need to do. So a good journal prompt would be, what does the new world that you are creating look like? Do some visualizations, do some journaling, get in tune with the energy and the spirit of the time of the new moon, regardless if you like me or not. If you are not setting the intentions for your life, somebody else is setting the intentions for your life. And the reality is, once you get the results during the full moon, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like your life. You're not going to like yourself. And you're going to be smiling at everybody, talking about everything is good. Everything is fine. Are you tapping into your latent power? Are you tapping into your birthright? One of the messages of this energy, when the mind is empty, light or spirit can travel freely and enlighten you. So really figure out, are you heavily in your mind and thinking? If you are thinking, that is the problem. Whether you're thinking positive, whether you're thinking negative. If you're not going to change your life by thinking negative, you will not change your life by thinking negative. You won't come up with no solutions by thinking negative. You will need a solution, think negative, and still won't have a solution. And then you say, all right, we're going to make it about the hood. We're going to do the thing, and still don't do it. If you want inspiration, if you want to understand how this shit goes, you have to clear your mind. And we're going to deal with the roots of love, because the roots of love are not your baby dad or your baby mom. The root of love is, do you love the spirit? Do you love the spiritual world? Do you love the soul? Do you love the emotions that come behind it? Do you love the behaviors of doing spiritual work? Does all of this feel good? Because if you aren't in the mode of doing ritual, if you aren't in the mode of expanding your spiritual world, working with your altar, doing like, are you waking up fired by the mission that you have to do? And if you are, write that shit down. It's good to journal during the new moon. It's good to write during the new moon. If you're not writing, you're not creating. Our mind is not intention setting devices. Our mind is a simple container for thoughts, a limited container for thoughts. It can't even hold a lot of thoughts. So utilize the modality of your subconscious mind by journaling. If you can say, I love the fact that I'm able to meditate. I love the stillness that comes from being calm and relaxing. I love the way that feels. I love the way that I'm able to heal. I love the way that I'm able to move forward in my life. How will you express that? On a daily basis, in your appearance, how you address people. The last time I checked, people is waiting for people to feel sorry for them. And I know, because you don't love the soul, you don't realize the soul. You caught up in what your child's father is doing, what he didn't do, what he didn't say, what he didn't buy you for your birthday. He ain't paid you no attention. He paying more attention to the kids. The relationship ain't the same. He ain't giving you no money. She ain't giving you no money. The relationship is toxic. In the spiritual world, and I mean this in all sincerity, who gives a fuck about your relationship issues, problems? Journal in what ways you love your spirit, because you should love your spirit, you should love your soul more than you love your baby dad or baby mom. And then express it. Don't be out here mean mugging and angry for no good reason. Okay, it's new moon energy. Everything that you carry into the new moon, you carry into the full moon. This is what we don't realize. So when we are intentional about carrying energy into the full moon, we are intentional about being positive. Where does and generally we try to get positivity from the things outside of ourselves, and that's counterintuitive to what we need to be doing. Love for the spirit is much different from loving the outside world. It's cool to eat the fruit, right? In this world, we are taught and brought up to eat the fruit. Like, we know all about the fruit, but the reality is, without the roots, the fruit's not there. So what do you do during the new moon? You think about strong family bonds. You think, and if you have strong family bonds, great. Foster those, nurture those. Even if you don't have a strong family bond, you need to start creating those bonds on your own, because it's necessary in life. And whatever you need to do to put yourself in a position, i.e. bettering yourself, getting into the roots of your soul and yourself, Like, you need to become the best version of yourself, and the way that you do that is through this spiritual work. That's what people don't get. People are really trying to be something to somebody else and not even understanding that it's a graph that says that people become psychologically sound when they become 80 years old. Think about how sad that is. That a majority of people's life, they're trying to impress other people and show up for other people, but they don't even know how to show up for their soul. So the Sun conjunct Venus is talking about love in Taurus, but Taurus is very ancient. You are very ancient. Your soul is very ancient. You need to get in tune with it, and this is the opportunity to get in tune with it. What is individuation? Why am I saying this? Because love for most people come from the mom and the dad. But that's not spiritual love. That's not soul love. That's not the love that we're talking about. We're talking about individuation. This comes from Carl Jung. In a general sense, individuation simply refers to the process of separating from the collective, including one's parents and cultural norms, to become a unique individual. So if you're on a journey, if you're on a quest and you find yourself by yourself, you need to realize who you are in these moments. Very crucial and very key. And one says, how do I get in tune with my spirit? How do I get in tune with my soul? You have to breathe. Breathing is boring, hood. Breathing, I could do more than breathe. The breath is the spirit. The breath is the soul. When the breath leaves the body is no more. If they take away your car, if they take away your jewels, if they take away your house, they take everything away from you. They take away your clothes. You still here. They put your ass in jail. You still here. They take away your breath, you gone. So this is the truth. You have the spirit right now. You have the breath right now, but you don't care about it. You don't love it. It's like, nah, I'm trying to see what's good for the weekend, though. I need a boyfriend. Motherfucker, I can do a reading and it'll be for a whole hour and a half about how majestic and spiritual a motherfucker is. And it always get to the point. We got any questions before we get up out of here? Yeah, hood. I heard all of that spiritual miracle shit you was kicking, and I agree with it. I know it to be true. But when am I gonna find a girlfriend, though? When I'm gonna find a lover, though? That's generally what it is. So if you feel like you love the soul, or you're in this process, Sun conjunct Venus, get into the root of what you love and who you love, loving your peace of mind, loving your relaxation, it come with fruits. Okay? You would generally know, because your soul is very lucky. Right? It's very lucky, right? It's very, very lucky. It bring you love, it bring you finances, it bring you business. You make more money than you ever made before when you begin to love this part of yourself. It's trouble when you ignore it, okay? It's trouble when you ignore it. So the next aspect we're going to be talking about is Mercury sextile Neptune. Nobody can heal you. Okay? However, you can heal yourself. How do you heal yourself? You heal the mind by purifying the mind, by clearing the mind, actively removing the thoughts from your mind. And this is spiritual. This is going to a river, going to an ocean, sitting in front of the sink, right? Sitting in front of the sink, cutting the water on, and watching the water flow through the drain. Every thought that you have is going down the drain with the water. Every fear you have, I can't believe I got myself into this situation. How am I going to get myself out of this situation? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm alone. I'm lonely. I want somebody to love me. Whatever thought it is, right? You actively watch it go down the drain. You actually watch it go down the riverbank. You send it out into the ocean because Neptune is in Pisces, okay? Mercury is the mind. Mercury is sextile in Neptune. A sextile is a communication that requires some form of effort. Venus rules over sextiles. Are you kidding me? Venus rules over sextiles. So when we talk about Mercury being the mind and Venus being the planet of love and Neptune, the planet of spiritual development, this is an opportunity to heal the mind, to purify the mind. And once again, once this happens, all that, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this situation. Once this happens, once you clear your mind, you will know how you're gonna get out the situation. You're gonna know how you're going to accomplish your goals. It's gonna be self-apparent to you. It's gonna be clear as day. It's gonna be like, wow, why didn't I think of this sooner? One's in the chat if you ever had a revelation. One's in the chat if you ever had a revelation that have been there the whole time. One's in the chat if you ever thought of something. One's in the chat if you ever found something that been in your house the whole time that you needed for a long time, but you could have been used it a long time. If that ever happened to you. So what would be a journal prompt for this energy? Don't be afraid to journal what you are struggling with mentally. What are you struggling with mentally? Okay, Hood, all you do is talk about journaling. I don't want to journal. I'm going to just go to a therapist, psychologist, and pay them $400 an hour so they can heal me. Doctors do not treat. Doctors treat, they don't heal. You never heard a doctor say, I'm going to heal you. Never in your life. They say they're going to treat that condition. They say they're going to treat you with the medicine. So the only person that's actually going to heal, remember, nobody can heal you. Not a guru, not a spiritualist. It is your responsibility to heal yourself. It's your responsibility. So don't be mad that I'm talking about journaling. Don't be mad that I'm talking about painting or expressing yourself, because that's going to actually heal you. You haven't done nothing creative. You just been working, making money, and that haven't helped you. It's not even designed to help you. That's not even the function of it. It's like drinking cement when I'm thirsty and then complaining about how I'm dehydrated when you're not journaling. Because otherwise, you're expecting somebody to heal you. Eventually, you're going to run into your knight in shining armor. Something going to happen in your business. You're going to make $1 million tomorrow. It's just going to happen automatically. You're just going to show up like, Hood, this miracle happened, and now I'm just rich and happy. It doesn't work like that. It's actually sequential, momentary movement towards healing or being stagnant, not moving at all. Or you actually moving away from healing by being destructive. And every day that you exist, you know when you live in a harmful life. You know when you drinking a beer. You know when you not working out. You know when you eating like shit. You know it. However, the same goes if you making good decisions. You can make good decisions if you fucking want to. You grown as hell. You know what it's like to make good decisions. You got to actually look at yourself and say, why do I have a desire to fuck up? Why do I want to fuck up so bad? Why do I want to waste my life so bad? Because I promise you, if you clear your mind, if you love God, and you allow these energies to rise up out of your subconscious and move accordingly, things will work out for you. But you actually got to do it and say, damn, that worked. That feels good. Damn, that worked. That feels good. And begin to do it every day. In reference to writing the things that you are struggling with mentally, whatever you choose to write about, look at it from a spiritual perspective and a logical perspective. Because once you get into the why, if you can begin to understand, if you can understand that you got a fucking demon attached to you, then the logical is I haven't been doing my spiritual work. The spiritual thing could be my ex was a goddamn demon. Or whatever. I'm just giving you an example. Then you will begin to say, oh shit, I might need to do a exorcism. I might need to do a purifying bath. I might have to do a spiritual bath. Because if you come up with a spiritual problem, you also going to be looking for a spiritual solution. Because it all plays out in the logical, where the relationship ain't right, the money ain't right, the outlook ain't looking so good. And it's a logical reason for these things, and it's a spiritual reason for these things, because we all know that we should be doing the best thing for ourselves. When we actually mentally choose to crash out, that's a deeper problem. It goes deeper into your subconscious mind. Because when you talk about Neptune and Pisces, you're talking about the deeper recesses of your subconscious spiritual mind. The thing that really truly matters. And say, for instance, you know you're fucking up and you internalize fucking up. That's you affirming a negative belief that your subconscious mind then accepts. You have all the potential in the world to live the best version of yourself, to exercise, to lose weight, to come up with ideas, to be rich, to be successful. You could do all of these things, but you need to actually get tuned in and tapped in to your subconscious mind. And to get tuned in and tapped into your subconscious mind, you have to alter your beliefs. How you truly believe. And the reality is, okay, all right, I'll just do it. I feel good. How you feel good, but you ain't exercised and ate right? See, it works like that. You got to actually do the thing, feel good about doing the thing, and then that programs your subconscious belief. You can't just download an affirmation video off of YouTube, say the affirmations, and not do shit, and then be like, well, why don't I feel better? Because you know what it's like to feel good. You know what it's like to study, to learn, and to apply what you studied and learned in the real world and get results. Feeling good starts with your actions. So what is the subconscious mind? It records everything. So if you feel like you ain't shit, the problem with feeling like you ain't shit is that your subconscious mind says, okay, guys, we ain't shit. Let's tell every cell in the body the truth. Hold on. How many cells is in the actual body? Look at this crazy shit. 37.2 trillion cells are in the body, but the number could range from 28 trillion to 36 trillion, depending on the age and gender. Imagine you telling your whole spiritual being that you ain't shit because of whatever reason, and then the subconscious mind says, oh, well, we ain't shit. Always alert and awake. It controls 95% of our lives. It's built on habituation. So your habits, what you do, is going to program the subconscious mind. Don't say you're trying to lose weight and you're not walking, you're not working out, you're not exercising, you're not watching a YouTube video, at home workout for overweight people. I don't know. Your habits are going to change your life. It speaks to you in your dreams. Dream journaling. Remember your dreams. Listening to your wife's dreams. Listening to your kids' dreams. Because them is your dreams if you can't dream. It has no verbal language. It takes everything literally. This is why you should not be watching movies with killing in it. Your subconscious mind think that that's the world that it's living in. I don't watch movies because it do too much damage to my subconscious mind. I don't play video games that have killing in it. You should not be letting your kids play video games with guns and killing in it because their subconscious mind don't differentiate the two. So now you growing up with a kid that's just a complete savage that don't know left from right because of the video games. Altering his subconscious mind. It can do trillions of things at once because it's controlling the cellular matrix. It is not logical. It is the feeling mind. So to get into your feelings, Neptune and Pisces, get into your mind, bro, you got to actually get into the nitty gritty of it. And the nitty gritty of it is not the 50,000 thoughts that you have in every day pertaining to all of the different TikToks and Instagrams and reels that you sync throughout the day and the memes that's going off in your head. You got to actually clear your mind of all of that shit. When you clear your mind of all of that type shit and give your subconscious mind a simple idea, it is 1 million times more powerful than the conscious mind. This is just really the work that we need to do. And if you're not really into this type of work and you're like, okay, this can't be right. This can't be life. If you're not into this type of work, it's more than likely that the glamours is coming up a lot now. There's glamour associated with the many things that you want to accomplish. The reality is that you can do what you can when you can, but just make sure you can do the best. Don't get caught up in what you can't control. Don't be trying to do a million things at once. Do one thing at a time. That's how it works. And if you think you can do a million things at one time, that's a glamour. What is a glamour? A glamour is an emotional distortion of reality due to an identification with some aspect of the emotional life. And it can be so many different things. You want to save people. You want to help people. You want to do this. You want to do that. All you can do is wash your ass. Make sure that ass is clean before you leave the house. Right? So let's summarize Mercury, sextile, Neptune. I would say it's a mental spring cleaning. You're trying to get rid of all of the thoughts. Like I gave you a ritual that you could do if you want to go to a river, if you want to go to a lake, you want to go to an ocean. Hood, I don't got no car. I'm housebound. Fine. Sit in front of the faucet, run the water. Every thought that you have, see it go down the drain. Okay? And you got to do the healing work. Why? Because nobody can heal you. Doctors can't even heal you. They're going to give you some Xanax, tell you to take 2 a day. And after that, they're going to tell you to kiss their ass. And your heart's still going to be broke. Nobody can heal you. Your only option is to heal yourself. I'm not going to heal you. And everybody else, they're going to probably scam you and say that they're healing you. So the reality is simply this. Your only option is to heal yourself. Healing the mind. How do you heal the mind? It starts with removing judgments of yourself and the judgments of others. Judgments could be positive. Oh, I should have more money than I have. I should be married by the time I'm 40. I'm 40. I'm still not married. I'm 40. I still don't have no kids. I'm this age. I'm not in a serious relationship. I'm in a I don't have a house. I don't have a car. I don't have this. I don't have that. This person has more than me. Okay, you judging yourself, and we talking about purifying the mind, and just know that that's impossible to do if you feeling like you a piece of shit because you live in a studio apartment and you 46. You judging yourself because your bank account is in a negative balance and you don't got a job and you don't know where your next dollar is coming from, but you got a college degree. You judging yourself. And this is what you niggas is going to do. You're going to judge yourself for where you fall short at, and then you like, hood, that's an interesting concept, clear your mind, but I'm just not shit because I'm fucking 20 years old and I don't got a mansion, hood. And everybody on TikTok that's 20, they got a mansion, they got a Ferrari. Why I'm 20 and don't got a mansion? I'm going to judge myself. So therefore, you're going to sit with guilt, shame, anxiety, depression, rage. You hating the fact that you don't got a Balenciaga. What's a Balenciaga anyways? Tell me what a Balenciaga is. Comment what Balenciaga is. It a car? Is it a shoe? I don't even know what Balenciaga is. I know people rap about it. I don't care. I don't judge myself for not knowing what a Balenciaga is. I got my own clothing line, right? You know what I'm saying? I wear my own clothes. I brand my own self. You know, I just do my own shit. You know, I gotta just stay in my own world. Because I know a person will look at me like, damn, that nigga got it, whatever. And then another look at me like, damn, that nigga fucked up. You need to get his shit together. That's the way this shit goes. It's going to be niggas that's better than you. It's going to be niggas that's worse than you. And you going to be you. However you feel about the spectrum, it don't matter. Get rid of it. That's how you clear your mind. You got to look at your life. You got to look at your life and be like, oh, I'm 300 pounds. I feel bad that I'm fat. Okay, that's a start. That's the thought that you got to get rid of. Because it's not to say that you don't need to lose weight. You absolutely need to lose weight, and you do need to be active. You need to do whatever, but maybe for the new moon, it would probably feel better if you lost weight. Maybe a good ritual for the new moon is signing up for a gym membership and working out today. If you got $10 in your bank account, give or take, you can go to Planet Fitness. I mean, it might be some men in your locker room, but I mean, that is crazy. Don't go to Planet Fitness on second thought, especially if you a woman. What the hell? I'm not even going to bring that up. Just Google it. Anyways. The next we're going to be talking about Jupiter trine Pluto. Right? Jupiter trine Pluto. Alignment is alignment. Right? That's the theme for Jupiter trine Pluto. We might try to force alignment. We might try to put ourselves into alignment. But alignment is what it is. It's where you're at right now. That's where you are aligned with. So if you're not comfortable or you don't like this alignment, don't be afraid to start over. And I mean that in all aspects, friends, relationship, career, because this whole matrix is over. Figure out what you need to do in the context of society. Forget the thought processes that you had about your American dream and where you seen yourself in a certain amount of time, because where you seen yourself in a certain amount of time, maybe you didn't factor in the reality that was actually going to take place. Alignment is alignment. It's not to be forced. You can actually clear your mind, hear the divine, do what you need to do, and be in a perfect alignment, right place, right time. Right place, right time. And trust the things that happen. When things pull you out of what you thought you needed to do, maybe a traffic jam, car trouble, circumstances outside of your control, that's when you know you are being pulled into alignment. One's in the chat if what I said makes sense. Be sure to visit my website, hoodmystic.com. It'll give you a link to whiterabbitpsych.com. And on the site, we have a free psychedelic therapy manual and worksheet. You do not need psychedelics to take part in the therapy. It's a way to journal. It's a way to understand yourself by, and the basic premise of the psychedelic therapy. And of course, you can use psychedelics, of course, right? No shameless plug. Visit whiterabbitpsych.com. You feel me? Get your psychedelics. You don't need it, but it will assist. Why? Because your suggestibility is up. So moving into your dosage, you should be journaling about what you want to manifest in your life. You shouldn't be watching TV. You shouldn't be doing nothing random. You shouldn't just take them and just be just laid out, sprawled on your bed. No. If you're doing that, you might not. It's not weed. Psychedelics is not weed. Psychedelics is therapy. Therapy is healing. Nobody is going to heal you. Right? A therapist don't even heal you. A therapist just is going to treat you and listen to you and have a care plan. And hopefully by the end of that care plan, you feel better. But the modality on if you do or do not feel better is on you. So with all of this being said, you want to journal where you're at today, where you want to be at tomorrow, and maybe some steps on how you think you're going to get there. Fixate and focus on this while you go into your trip. You'll have the download. But once again, it don't have to be so deep. It could be as simple as maybe you want to talk to Oshun. Journal and have a deep resonance with Oshun. Get you some yellow lights, some gold, wear a yellow dress. Like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Don't put on a yellow dress. You feel me? Like get you make sure your shorty wearing some yellow or something, right? Listen to Oshun Celia Cruz music, right? Get into a vibe. And then whatever you journal, what comes up during the trip will be Oshun energy. Because your brain is suggestible to receive. Powerful stuff. So just passing that along, like I said, is free. Link is in the description. So what would be a new moon reflection in correspondence with Jupiter trine Pluto? Think about a time you created something from nothing. Another aspect to this Jupiter trine Pluto energy is that it's going to have the moon transiting this energy. So the moon is the symbol of creating something from nothing. We've been working with the moon for years on this channel, setting intentions, and basically all I ever had was an intention. I've created brands, I've created money, I've created products, I've created friendships, relationships, all from setting an intention. So the moon is how you create something from nothing. What's a correspondence to this energy? Mercury, sextile, and Neptune. Because when you clear the mind is simply empty space, right? We talked about this in Sun conjunct Venus as well. The theme is there. Clear your mind, clear your energy space. That's nothing. You'll be able to create something from nothing. That's how it works. In your room, in your house, get rid of everything you don't need. Why you got clutter in your house, in your space? Get rid of that shit. And once again, when we talk about the subconscious, we're talking about how you feel. Fixate on how you want to feel. Stop fixating on what you specifically want, because what you think of what you want is really how you feel. But the catch is you might get what you want and not get what you feel. So you might put all of your energy into something that's not even going to be beneficial. And we're talking about Jupiter. A very social planet. We talked about this in the last video. So with this being said, don't isolate yourself. If you clear your mind, falling in love with the spirit, and understanding that things happen between you and other people, but it's in more relative to your perspective on how you see yourself, that's going to that's going to be how you show up in the world. Don't isolate yourself and like your soulmate, your twin flame is not going to come knocking at your door. And it don't have to be a relationship soulmate. 10 times out of 10, it could be a business soulmate. Listen, business soulmate is a real thing, okay? I know it for a fact. A business soulmate is somebody who got the shit for the low for you, right? Whatever you get, you probably paying whatever for, and it's like, damn, if I could get this shit a little bit more cheaper, that motherfucker's out there, okay? Place the intention in meeting new friends, partners, and customers, but ultimately, you need to trust in the divine timing of it all. When we talk about the new moon in Taurus, we're actually talking about trusting in the spirit. So everything that I'm talking about is a lead up and a build up to the deeper conversation of the new moon in Taurus. All you have to do is place the intention and trust. But if you don't place the intention, it's not going to work. If you place the intention and don't trust, it's not going to work. You need to place the intention and trust. If you place the intention and try to force it, it's not going to work. We're also talking about Jupiter, and we're talking about how you feel or how you want to feel. Feel lucky. Feel like perfect place, perfect time, right? This is going to inspire you to open up closed doors or take a chance you otherwise wouldn't take, because also you're going to get rewarded for your boldness, right? What about me and you doing the 3 screw, right? Things of that nature. Just kidding. Not really. So let's talk about the new moon in Taurus, right? If we would come up a little bit, we can see on the circle chart, Uranus, Jupiter, Mercury, Sun, Moon, Venus, all in Taurus. And then we can look at the astronomy of the new moon and see the same thing. The Sun, Venus, Moon, Mercury, Jupiter, Uranus, all in Taurus. So this is like more or less a stellium in Taurus. This represents Taurus energy. It's like a house party and everybody showed up. So everybody showed up, had like a photo album or a memory book of their memories of Taurus. And everybody is just sharing their ideas of the ancient history of Taurus, because the Sun, Moon, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, Uranus have history in Taurus throughout time and memoriam. So when we are looking at these particular planets, it's not like this astrological thing that we're just talking about, like, yeah, it's a new moon in Taurus, you should blah, 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 and do blah, 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 and this means that. And no, it's like, oh shit, God wants to talk to you real quick. That's what it's like. It's like, oh shit, do you believe in God? Is God real? Let me tell you something. It's like a ancient mythology that's being retold. It's like an ancient story being retold. And so one of those things that doing this work, it just gives me like a muscle memory for energies and what energies represent. So new moon in Taurus summon the energy of Barbello. Who is Barbello? Well, you can Google all of what I'm saying, but before you Google, just listen to what I'm saying. Barbello is the queen of the universe. Barbello is the first emanation of God. Barbello is the supreme female principle. Barbello is the single passive creator. Barbello is the mother and father, represents androgyny. Barbello is the first power. Right? That's what we're talking about when we talk about Rohini Nakshatra, right? And we're going to get into all of this, but we just need to understand the cross references of Hindu and Judaism. Because if you understand the cross references of Hindu and Judaism, then you can understand the message a little deeper. It's not just shit that you're reading on the internet. It's like real life downloads to help you understand and understand the truth of God, right? Astrology is religion. Everything in the Bible is based off astrology because everything based off the Bible is based on Egyptian mythology. Everything in Egyptian mythology is talking about astronomy, astrology. Okay? Even in Hindu and Judaism, people, they all come from this Egyptian way of thinking and Egyptian way of distributing information. They just put their own spin on it. So the Rohini Nakshatra is a goddess in Hinduism and the favorite consort of Chandra, the moon god. She is one of 27 daughters and is known as the Red Goddess. She is the personification of Aldebaran, the brightest star in the Taurus constellation. So when we talk about Barbella, the queen of the universe, we're talking about one of the oldest stars in the sky. Every mythological concept is more or less talking about astronomy because we all stem from astronomy. Our understanding of ourselves come from astronomy. It's almost as if we were born in another planet and come from this planet, and to understand ourselves, we remember where we come from. Rohini, as a word in Sanskrit, simply means ascension, meaning that from this bottom space called Earth, we ascend to an upper space called space. And it also talks about spiritual development because we're talking about Taurus. Taurus representing the ground or the earth. When we understand the ground or the earth is such an amazing concept. Once you plant the seed, the spirit takes over. When you have a baby and you inseminate a baby and you consummate the relationship, you don't have any control on what comes through that process of fertilization, all of this particular thing, trimester 1, 2, and 3. It's just a natural process. When you plant a seed and it grows into a bush, it's just a natural process. However, if you don't plant the seed, you don't see a bush. If you don't inseminate, if it's not right, then you don't have a baby. Right? So it also goes into, because we're talking about a new moon and we're talking about starting things. So when you start a business, when you start a relationship, when you start a garden, it's the springtime, right? It's time for that type of stuff. You're going to need spirit to help you. It's crazy having a business and people so into that business, and it's people that you don't know. It's word of mouth. It's marketing. It's all of these particular things. And you know that is all spiritual. You know that you didn't will these people into your business. You didn't force people into your business. You just tried your best to serve your customers at the highest level that you knew how. And you invested in your business and you tried to improve, right, over time. And people fuck with that. And then they sold back into your business. It's all spiritual. You know, when you get into a relationship and it works out and you in love and you passionately in sync with somebody, you know that you done crashed out a million times before you done found somebody you actually in sync with. It's all spiritual. Okay? In the Bible, it says it, and we're going to read this. I hear it a lot in the spiritual community, but I want to reiterate it to the people who may not understand it or understand the concept. Even so, faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone. Yeah, a man may say, thou hast works, and I have works. Show me your faith, because without your works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. Thou believest that there is one God, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. So it's like when you think that you could just believe in God, when you think that just because I'm born, I'm spiritual, or when you think that I'm listening to this spiritual content creator, I'm in the right place and this is on point, understand that devils work so much harder than God works. So if you're not in the space of positive thoughts, positive actions, 10 times out of 10, the negative energy is taking over and you don't realize it because the positive energy has to have a positive action. It can't just be positive thoughts and then waiting for shit to happen. No, we got to move in the energy, but you got to plant the seed. That's very key. But then you also got to let spirit work through planting the seed, through being intentional. So the Rohini Nakshatra, the deity that rose over the Rohini Nakshatra is Brahma, the creator. Okay? Brahma is the universal creator or creator of the inner universe. What this is talking about is that creation is science and sex. It's initiation and manifestation. It is the power of planting a seed. It is the power of setting an intention. It is sex and science. It's grotesque and highly evolved at the same time. So what are some themes of the energy to bring it into more conciseness? Rohini is connected to the moon. The moon is connected to the plants and the herbs. The moon is called Soma, or the moon. The moon is also connected to water, herbs, sex, and semen. These things all kind of like provide the same symbolism of how God works. God works through the earth, and the earth produces herbs, fungi that we take in, enlighten us, right? We produce semen, seed, thoughts, ideas, put them into the earth. They birth companies, businesses. It's all a process that if we scale it back, clear our mind, be intentional, know what we're planting, trust in God, these things actually work. So the major thing to the Rohini Nakshatra is that when you tie in the power of the moon, you set an intention, you have the possibility or the potential to create something from absolutely nothing. And it's a sweet science to it that revolves around clearing your mind, emptying your mind, not being consumed with your thoughts. As I stated earlier, the deity of this nakshatra is Brahma. But as I stated earlier, Hindu and Judaism are very much the same because there is no coincidence that Brahma's consort is called Saraswati, and in the Bible, Abraham's consort was called Sarah. Well, what are they talking about, right? Hinduism and Judaism are among the oldest existing religions in the world. The two share some similarities and interactions throughout both the ancient and modern worlds. Abraham and Sarah, or Brahma and Saraswati, are talking simply about the ancient Egyptian sun god Ra. In the Bible, it says that the Jews were in Egypt. What were they doing there? They were obviously learning the mythology and turning it into their own religion that we know now as the Judeo-Christian matrix. Everywhere you go, it's a Christian church. This same modality of these Christian churches is using the power of Sirius, of the universe, to amass converts, right? Utilizing the energy within you and then flip it and say, yeah, we talking about this white man that was walking 2,000 years ago and motherfuckers eat it up. It's all tied in back to Egypt because even Jesus went to Egypt at a particular time. The ancient Egyptian sun god Ra, who was credited with creation of all forms of life. That's the same as Brahma and Abraham, right? Abraham is the father of all Jews. They're not talking about a man being a father of all Jews. That don't even make sense when it's black Jews, white Jews, Russian Jews. It's all types of Jews. You can convert into Judaism, right? So Abraham would still be considered your father. So they're not talking about a specific man. They're talking about a particular star, right? So Aldebaran, as we stated earlier, is the Rohini Nakshatra, but it's also Barbelo. Where is Aldebaran at? Aldebaran is a star located in the zodiac constellation of Taurus, right? Where is it located? Aldebaran is one of the easiest stars to find in the night sky, partly due to its brightness and partly due to being near one of the more noticeable asterisms in the sky, following the three stars of Orion's belt in the direction opposite to Sirius. The first bright star encountered is Aldebaran. So what does this say? Osiris or Sirius, with the Egyptian scene, as kind of like they like really fuck with Osiris, right? But Osiris had a consort named Isis or Aset. That's the same star, right? But if you just understand that they're talking about life, because when certain astrological things happen in ancient Egypt, the Nile flooded over and it produced the vegetation that accumulated the wealth for the civilization for thousands of years. And you got to always put it in context. America only been a civilization for 400 years. Egypt have been in recorded history as an empire for close to 10,000 years. And they say America is one of the greatest civilizations ever built. No, we not even nowhere near close to Egypt. So when we're looking at this particular energy, we're talking about Taurus energy, we're talking about Aldebaran, we're talking about Rohini, and we're also talking about Barbelo and Abraham, right? Aldebaran, Abraham. If you just kind of play with the words long enough, you'll see that they're talking about the same word. So Ab, the original, right? Ra, Ab, Ra, right? Ab, Ra. Ab means original first. Ra means the due east point. So before it was Osiris, the due east point, the way of the precession of the equinoxes, there was a time where Aldebaran was the primary star. And she was the goddess that everybody worshiped, the matriarch that everybody worshiped. Through the precession of the equinoxes, it moved to Sirius. But when we talk about the original father of the Jews, when we talk about the original creator of the universe, we're talking about this particular energy, right? By disguising its true meaning and mystifying the multitude by inserting a proper place, this H converted Abram to Abraham, Ab first, original Ra, and Ham, the Egyptian founder, or God the father of Ham. All of these then tie into Barbelo. This is so crazy to me. All of this energy then ties into Barbelo. Once again, who is Barbelo? The queen of the universe, the first emanation of God, the supreme fruit, the supreme female principle, the single passive the supreme passive creator, mother, father, androgyny, the first power, the glory, Barbelo. This is from Revelations chapter 17, verse 3 through 6. I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast, that was full of blasphemous names. It had 7 heads and 10 horns. The woman was clothed in purple and scarlet, adorned with gold, jewels, and pearls, holding in her hand a full cup full of abominations and impurities of her prostitution. And on her forehead was written a name, a mystery: Babylon the Great, mother of whores and of earth's abominations. And I saw that the woman was drunk with the blood of the saints and the blood of the witnesses to Jesus. Right? So when you talk about this energy, is deeply connected to Jesus, right? Jesus in Babylon. Babylon is another word for Barbello. Okay? Barbello is the original god, the original matriarch. It is Sophia. It is Aldebaran. It is Taurus energy. It is Hathor. It is the one that the war god Yahweh replaced and displaced throughout all of the worlds. And the only way that he was able to take control is that he had to kill and destroy his mother. That's why now we worship God being the Father. We don't understand the truth of where everything have come from. So it gets very biblical. In the Gospel of Judas, right, which is a Gnostic text, it said, Judas said to Jesus, I know who you are and where you have come from. You are from the immortal realm of Barbello, and I am not worthy to utter the name of the one who has sent you. Knowing that Judas was reflecting on something that was exalted, Jesus said to him, step away from the others, and I shall tell you the mysteries of the kingdom. It is possible for you to reach it, but you will grieve a great deal, for someone else will replace you in order that the 12 disciples may again come to completion with their God. So when we look at Judas, Judas is Ophiuchus in the astrological. When they say Judas betrayed Jesus and they kicked him out the 12 and replaced him with Peter, that is taking the astronomical information and moving it into a church. Peter is the father of the church, or Paul, everything. I'm sorry, I said Peter, but I meant to say Paul. They replaced Judas with Paul. And in the Bible right now is a bunch of Paul's writings to this day. But he wasn't a part of the disciples. His name was Saul. He was a part of the people that was sent to kill Christians. He then got converted into becoming a Christian through a revelation from Jesus. But that revelation from Jesus was a false revelation because it got everybody into the church and out of studying the stars. So when we talk about Barbello and Kabbalah, it's the Ein Sof R. What is that? That is the triple dark blackness of the sky of the night. And it's from this darkness or nothingness, what we've been talking about this whole live, about clearing your mind, being in a nothing space to bring creation into reality. You cannot create from no other place. The problem is we try to create with all of this information and thoughts in our minds and then say, damn, I can't create. Damn, I can't get on the right foot. If you understand the truth about the universe, it's all darkness. It's mostly dark, 99.9% dark. And from this darkness comes light. And so this is what the realm of Barbello. This is the realm of spiritual truth. This is the actual realm of God. We're talking about, so the definition of Barbello would be, in Hebrew, it would be the son of the sun, right? The solar absolute, the abstract space, the emptiness or voidness called by the Gnostics the Middle East, the invisible God. In the East, it was called Sunyata para Brahma. Okay? Understand, Brahma and Barbello and Rohini and these particular energies are the same. And the thing that makes it so powerful is because we have Uranus, Taurus, Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, the sun, and moon all in Taurus, bringing the energy of God to the planet. People not ready for God because the ego is what they're trying to associate with God, what you want, what you desire. But the truth of God is triple dark space, relaxation, a deep hero dose psychedelic trip where you are being instructed by the truth and not what you think all the fucking time. So when we're talking about it, we're talking about the union of all the sons of the universe that come together that are here to enlighten us. But there is some house cleaning that we need to do, such as clearing the mind, clearing our reality. Okay? The word barbello comes from the Aramaic language, meaning bar, which means sun, and bello, bellis, which means sun, the hidden sun, the black sun. It appears, according to what has been handed down in some teachings, it appears that at least in some cases, the gods took time to point out the location of their lofty homes that were visible in the night sky. And perhaps this is why the ancients then came to identify certain heavenly bodies with gods. When we're talking about gods, we're talking about the study of astrology. We're talking about the study of astronomy. And if you don't understand it and understand it, you don't know God. You only understand that it's like if I gave you a book about a house and you read that book from front to back and you knew everything about a house, and it was a nigga that was actually in the house, you wouldn't say that the nigga that read everything in the book knew more about a house than a nigga who didn't read about a book, didn't read about a house. So when we actually want to bear witness to God, all we got to do is go outside and bear witness to God. But since we don't want to bear witness to God, we then say God is just this random thing that's going to help me. It's in a church. It's at the Vatican. It's my own understanding. But the whole basis of religion is the study of astronomy, meaning that without astronomy, you don't have a basis or understanding for religion. Baal is referred to by name over 60 times in the King James Version. People say that Baal is an evil god, right? You've heard that before. But Baal, or the Lord, is known as Bel, Bellos, or Bellis. And these were references to what we call Jupiter. So when we talk about Barbello, we're talking about the son of the sun, which would be the son of the larger sun in our solar system that once rained down on the planet with heat, with energy, that created the civilization that we know as Egypt, was the planet Jupiter and Saturn. So when we're talking about Barbello, we're talking about an ancient energy of enlightenment that's actually being highlighted today. But it is a mystery and most people don't talk about it. So with this being understood, take all of this information and factor it in to what you possibly can do by simply clearing your mind and channeling the divine. So when we talk about a new moon, we're talking about the planetary influences that will give an indication of the themes that will characterize the next 30 days. If you don't, this is so wild. If you don't set an intention, somebody else is going to set an intention for you. This new moon chart is read from Taurus, where there is a gathering of many planets. We have the sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Uranus, right? And they're all in the lunar mansion of the Rohini Nakshatra. So we are highlighting and pointing out the mystery of the Rohini Nakshatra, which is the great star Aldebaran, which is an ability for us to tap into our ancient future. But our ancient future is not related to our life in this lifetime. It's related to more in reference to our Atlantean lifetime. This is who you are right now in this moment. I don't care what you experienced in this life. You have a past life that is much more powerful, and it's time for you to tap into it. So during this new moon and over the next 30 days, it is a time for increased consideration for the individual self. Who are you at the deepest spiritual level? These are questions you should be asking yourself and get out of your victim mentality. There's likely to be a strong self-directedness, an independence, and a need to trust one's own direct experience and instincts. I don't care how many books you read about living in a house. You don't know what a house is about until you get into a house. You don't know what it's like to be in that business until you get into that business. You don't know what it's like to be in that relationship until you get into that relationship. You can fantasize all day on what you think is going to be, but you have no idea. Once you begin to trust yourself, you will be in certain situations that make you feel uncomfortable, but trust yourself through the whole process. With this being said, there are going to be priorities that are coming in these next coming days that are going to bring more inspiration to your life. Because you cleared your mind, because you've done the prompts, because you actually been present in the energy, and you're not going to give up on yourself and your development. And you're going to then, like, this energy over these past 2 months been crazy. But hopefully you haven't given up, right? You will have a renewed enthusiasm. Like I said, the first decan of Taurus is crazy. It's much tied in to your worries, your struggles, where'd you fucked up at. But the reality is that's good, because that shit has to get cleared out. When you are able to plant a new seed in a new garden, you will bear new fruit. Every year, people bear fruit from planting seeds. Every day, it's a marriage taking place. Every day, somebody making $1 million, somebody going viral. You got to actually know that you got the energy within yourself to change your life. And maybe the past 4 years been fucking hell. Maybe the past 2 months been fucking hell. But that doesn't mean that your shit is over. Clear your mind, clear the cache, factory reset, and now you got a brand new fucking computer. Fast moving shit, doing what it needs to do. You got all this past memory on your computer. You can't save new shit to it. The program's not running how they're supposed to run. Your shit glitching out because you got too much shit stored on your computer. Talking about what I'm supposed to do, hood. Factory reset. Right? The energy of Rohini Nakshatra is fixed like the earthy sign of Taurus, where it is placed, and it supports concrete manifestation in the world. You have the key to open the door, but you need to know what was behind that door based upon your intention, right? This is the time to be so intentional. This is the time to be so clear on what you want to manifest, because the truth usually surfaces sooner or later, regardless of how carefully concealed it is. You are God's children. You are the chosen people. And the reality is they cannot hide it from you any longer. But the reality is, are you hiding it from yourself by not going within yourself? We're talking about Gnostic teachings. What is Gnostic teachings? It is you personally knowing the God within yourself. And if you're not going to do the clearing work of your mind, God to you is your negative thoughts. That's bullshit. According to Gnostic Gospels, the answer from above seems to have to been go within, because there is something within that awaits discovery. You have to clear your mind to see what it is within yourself, right? In the reality of God, nobody said that you had to believe. Nobody believes in God blindly. The true believers don't believe in God because We just got our fingers crossed, and hopefully God will show up eventually. The true believers bear witness to God every day, can show you the intricate details of God, show you the interplay of God, how God works and moves in their life in real time, how God saved them, uplift them. You will never, people have died for God all throughout history. It's a such thing as a fucking martyr. That's somebody who believes in God so much they willing to die. Motherfuckers in this day and age don't even live for God because they don't believe and they don't know, and if they do believe, they have a level of blind faith. The work that I'm asking you to do is to clear your mind so deeply that all you can hear is God's voice. How do you do that? You go within and you seek the truth, and you don't stop seeking until you find the truth. It's not a point where I did it for so long and I ain't find nothing, so I gave up. Well, that's on you, my friend. Okay. Finally, the card of the new moon is the Six of Discs. The name for this card is success, right? So every ordeal, every energetic display is going to move into success, spiritual gifts, fairness, the distribution of goods, balance, and generosity. When we talk about the six, we're talking about sex, and we're talking about manifestation. 3 plus 3 equals 6. Okay. 1 plus 1 equals 3. That's one individual, one man, one woman, one child. That creates 3. So when we look at the 6, it is the balance of threes, right? You and me are a result of man, woman, and we are the child through the sex of 6. Success. We are a success if we out here bear witness into the truth of reality, right? So is the son, father, and grandfather aspects of the electric force, and the maid, mother, chronal aspects of the magnetic force, and it is born. This is a message that goes into manifestation, what you want. You tie into your electric energy, which is your masculine energy, which is engaging with your body, working out, doing the fasting, doing the dieting, taking care of yourself. And then the magnetic, recepting, receiving, being ready. Like Sugar Free say, if you stay ready, you don't have to ever get ready. That is how you manifest. When we look at the card, it gives us a formula for success. That is Mars, Saturn, Venus, the moon, Mercury, and Jupiter, if I didn't say Jupiter yet. So what is this formula? Saturn, you got to stay disciplined. Jupiter, you got to stay flexible to the options. Venus, you got to find meaning in whatever it is you're doing. Don't do shit randomly for no reason. Have a meaning for it, right? The moon, being authentic, showing up however you show up, quarter, waxing, waning, whatever. Mercury, you got to be clear, right? And the only way to be clear is to purify the mind. If you got a whole bunch of conflicting thoughts, you're not going to be clear. And once all of these things play into order, then you act, right? Action could either be the first thing or the last thing, but ultimately, if it doesn't result or stem from an action, it is a delusion. Okay. You don't become successful in your mind. You become successful through action. You have to show up in a disciplined manner and show up consistently. Okay. And like I said, I had a lot of information, not a lot of time. But as I was doing the research for the new moon, all of these things came up. And I spent a lot of time really researching and coming up with this overall conversation. So I wasn't able to write an article like I wanted to. It is an article up there, but it's not as robust as the live, because the time that it was going to take for me to type all of this stuff up, I just didn't have. So I just figured that I would just share it with you guys so it could just be on record. But I just hope you guys know that you have an opportunity to celebrate a new moon like it is a holiday. Get into the energy of the new moon and just understand that God really does exist within you. If you don't find it, the solution is in the video, okay? Clearing your mind. But it is a little article. You can check out the Substack, visit hoodmystic.com. And yeah, just wanted to get through that stream of consciousness for y'all. Hopefully, it was concise and clear enough. Hopefully, it was some things that you could begin to investigate and research on your own, because the reality of all of this spiritual work, if you're not here to do it for yourself, you're only fooling yourself and tricking yourself out of your divinity. Don't be afraid to go within yourself and keep searching until you find. And the thing of it is, if you don't see anything at first, it's fair to say that we all been there at a particular time. But the goal is to go within, keep seeking, and keep seeking until you find. Okay, do not give up. It'll happen, right? And that's just a promise between God and all of his promises to all of us. So with that being said, that has been the video and the presentation and the stream of consciousness. Once again, I hope it was informative and you could tie in my intention in distributing this information and you receiving this information and then ultimately knowing what to do with it. So peace and love from my family to yours. And please enjoy this new moon respectfully, responsibly, and do something with the energy. Don't just sit in your house and twiddle your thumbs and wonder what's going on. All right. Hoodmystic@gmail is the email. Follow me on IG at the Hoodmystic. WhiteRabbitPsych.com, psychedelics, ColumbianExchange.com, all merch, books, herbs, capsules, things of that nature. So yes, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.
Your favorite astrologer's favorite astrologer. Your favorite mystic's favorite mystic. You are traveling with the Hood Mystic.